I'm going to explain to you a couple things that you can do to fix your social skills. As a former introvert, I know this is a video that definitely could have helped me back in the day, and I want to spread as much information as possible about how to just become more social and more comfortable in social interactions with people that you don't know. And my first tip is that you should never ask someone a question that you don't care about. A lot of people think that when it comes to stuff like small talk, that they have to ask all these cookie cutter questions like, where are you from? What do you do for work? What do you do on the weekends? All these very standard questions that you might not actually care about, but you feel like you're obligated to ask because it's just common. And a problem with this is that if you ask these kind of questions and you actually don't care about the answer, it's very apparent and people can tell that you're not actually interested. So if you actually are interested in someone's job and you feel like they work in something that is very exciting and you actually want to know about it, then sure, ask questions like that. But if you start asking questions like this and you really don't care what the response is, you're going to get a lot of conversations that go like this. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm an accountant. Oh, nice. A lot of these conversations don't really go anywhere because you're not actually excited about what's coming next. You don't have an actual stake in the conversation and it just doesn't really matter to you. A lot of people are scared to go off of script in conversations like this, but I promise your conversations and your interactions with new people are going to be a whole lot more fun if you start just asking and just talking about things in general that you are actually interested in and that you actually have fun when you're talking about. And now the second thing you need to know to improve your social skills is that it is okay to have downtime and silence in a conversation. A lot of people are very scared of this as they feel like whenever someone's not talking, that the interaction is just awkward. So they always have to be filling up the space with something. But what you'll realize is that no one notices your silence as much as you do. If you're standing there quiet for a bit, no one in their mind is thinking, wow, this person's so weird. Why aren't they talking right now? They might be thinking the same about themselves because other people also get self-conscious about, am I not saying enough? Should I be saying more? But no one's ever really thinking about how much you're saying. It's a lot more just you judging you. And a lot of people try to minimize silence in conversations by just kind of throwing in whatever they can think of and whatever first comes to mind. But this can easily result in a lot of what you're saying just not having as much substance because you're not actually thinking it through as much. There is no shame at all in just taking a little bit of time and thinking about what you want to say next. If you're talking to someone, it's completely fine to just enjoy each other's company in silence for a little bit. Maybe look around, just enjoy the vibe, and then when something that you actually want to say comes to mind, you ask them that question or you say something to them. No one's judging your silence, so don't feel the need to constantly blurt out the very, very first thing that comes to mind. Now, the third thing that you can do is if someone else is talking and you want to encourage them to talk more because you're interested in what they're saying, then one of the best things you can do for this is called minimal encouragers. And these are basically those very short phrases or even just sounds that you use to keep someone talking about whatever they're talking about. So minimal encouragers, these can be as simple as or yeah. Or if someone tells you something exciting and you just go, really? Because you think that if someone's talking, then you need to come back with some insightful commentary of your own to contribute to the conversation. But a lot of the time, if someone's talking about something they're interested in or excited about, you can quite literally get them to keep talking about it by just adding the most simple, really, or go on. It doesn't require too much effort on your part, and it lets the person you're talking to know that you're attentive and you're actually interested in what they're saying. And another great way to let people know that you're listening is to summarize back what other people are saying back to them. So for example, say you're talking to your friend and she's saying that her boss is being really rude to her, she's assigning all this extra work to her, and she feels like she has no free time at work. If you listen to all this information and you respond back with something like, so you feel she's not respecting your time, then more often than not, you're gonna get a response like, yes, exactly. And they're gonna keep talking about whatever they're worked up about or whatever they wanna tell you. A lot of the time, summarizing what someone's already said to you is a perfect segue into wherever they wanna go next in the conversation. And again, it just shows that you're attentive and it makes them feel more heard. And last but not least, if you wanna improve your social skills, quite possibly the most important thing you can do is practice. And I know this might go without saying, but it's really so unbelievably important. Most of the people you know who are really good in social interactions aren't just naturally gifted at these kinds of interactions. The thing is, they've had practice. They've had thousands of other interactions just like this, and through more practice like this, the whole process has just become effortless for them. And the same thing works for literally everybody. I promise, if over the next couple of years, you have 1,000 social interactions with people you don't know, from just saying hi to random people on the street, or asking strangers about the shirt they're wearing, or other things you're curious about different people you see in your day-to-day life, I can promise if you keep up this kind of social activity and just keep honing your social skills and practicing, you could easily become the most social person you know. It's not magic, it's not witchcraft, it's just practice. And the best part is this practice doesn't even have to be scary. I know when I say go out and socialize with new people, a lot of people might get nervous and say, oh, I'm too awkward for this, or I'm too socially anxious with this. But the thing is, you can work your way up when doing a process like this. So you can start at the easiest possible social interactions, from literally just walking down the street and saying good morning to somebody, to over time increasing how social you're being in these interactions. There's no set starting point. You can literally start at whatever point makes you comfortable and just go from there. So now to summarize what we've talked about, if you want to improve your social skills, I have 5 things for you to do. First, try to only talk about things that you care about, because if you start asking people questions you don't care about, it's very apparent and you're just gonna bore yourself and the other person. Second, silence in conversations is completely okay. You should never feel the rush to just constantly fill up the space with extra talk. You're allowed to think about what you wanna say, and no one's gonna judge you for not talking every single second of the conversation. Third, minimal encouragers like, yeah, go on, interesting, please tell me more. They can very easily bridge a conversation from one topic to another, keep the other person talking, and just show the other person that you're actually interested in what they have to say without you putting in too much effort. Summarizing shows that you're very interested in whatever the other person is saying and that you understand at a fundamental level what they're trying to tell you. And 5, practice is what's going to hold all these other tips together. If you're not going out, if you're not getting that practice actually socializing, then the rest of these tips don't really matter too much, because you just don't have that experience. You don't have experience actually putting these tips into practice and seeing what happens. All these tips are useful, but practice and just desensitizing yourself to social interactions is what's really going to get you there and really make you that social person that you're striving to be. Now, I really hope you can find these tips useful. If you like videos like this on social life, and then also studying, productivity, and really anything else college related, I encourage you to subscribe, because there's going to be a whole lot more videos like this soon. But until then, I'll see you guys.